So you started running Facebook ads and you have all of this data coming in, but you're not sure what data to pay attention to and how to even react to it. In this video, I'm going to be showing you what data you should be putting in your value columns in Facebook ads. I'm going to show you exactly what you should do if it's a leads campaign versus a sales campaign, and also how to make the decisions about when this data come in. So at the very end, I'm going to be doing just a live look at one of my ad accounts, and I'm going to make a decision with you guys. I'm going to go through the data and I'm going to compile it and I'm going to make a decision, and hopefully that will really make sense of the whole thing. So to start off, let's go to columns here because you're probably either performance or performance and clicks, and we're going to go to customize columns at the bottom. On some accounts it looks a little bit different, by the way, so just go to edit however you have to. And when we're looking at the right side here, this is going to show us all of the data that we are currently looking at, and we're going to make sure that it's only the stuff that we actually need to be concerned with. So to start off, let's get rid of bid strategy, because once bid strategy is set, there's not really a need to be tweaking it. It's not data that you need to be looking at every time you look at your analytics. Last significant edit, doesn't matter. Attribution setting, also it only matters when you set it. You don't really need to keep up with it. And then results, reach, impressions we'll keep on there. Cost per result, we will keep on there. Quality ranking, we are getting rid of. Same with engagement rate ranking and conversion rate ranking. Those numbers tell you if your ad is below average, average, or above average, which seems like it's great info to have. However, that data doesn't really matter. If a campaign is profitable and it says below average, and then you have a campaign that is not profitable that it says above average, like you're going to go off of profitability. So it just doesn't matter in making decisions. So get rid of it because it's very misleading. Let's also get rid of ends, because you'll never set an end date to any Facebook ad campaign ever. Never ever do that. It takes away way too much of your control. You will always just turn off or on the ad, and that's it. You never set an end date for your ads, which also means we'll get rid of schedule. We'll keep link clicks, and we will keep, we're going to get rid of website purchases and meta purchases, as well as those two on the bottom as well, because those are not the exact data that we want to be looking at. So here's what you're going to do. For a purchase campaign, you're going to type in purchase. We're going to click on total, and we're also going to click on value, because what they bought and like how much they spent is very important when considering how profitable an ad is. Then what you're going to do is you're going to uncheck all of these boxes, because we just want the total, okay? If you want to look at how many purchases did I get on my website versus how many did my shop get, you can divide that up. And sometimes I'll go in and I'll turn it on just so I can see the difference. But as long as I already know if I should be setting to website or website and shop, like I don't need to always be worried about it. I just care about total purchases and total purchase conversion value. So that's why we're not going to worry about mixing it up. Now, one thing I'll say here, results. If you're running a sales campaign, the results is purchases, okay? So you actually don't need results and purchases. So you can get rid of that. And then let's go ahead and just put this up by under cost per result, purchases, and purchase conversion value. Let's put right underneath that as well. Let's also add frequency. And then let's also add cost per engagement. Because this is cost per post engagement. It's just a good way to kind of test if your ad is doing okay. If you can see that it's not even really getting likes or comments, would just be something that you can make a decision off of. And then let's add CTR all. If you're doing a leads campaign, you're going to do the exact same thing, except you're going to get rid of purchases and purchase conversion value, and you're just going to do leads, all right? You're just going to do the leads total and get rid of both of those. Otherwise, you're going to want to look at the same data. So how do we decide what data to look at first? Because a lot of times you're like, okay, I'm seeing all this data. Where do we start? We start with the only number that does not lie, which is the number that I forgot to add. So we're going to come back in here and add ROAS. Purchase ROAS total is what we want, and we'll get rid of that column. And then also let's organize this by putting a row as higher here up with purchases in that same area. And then you can click save column as preset and then save this as Derek Videll so you know where it came from. And we'll click apply and we will replace if you need to. But yeah, we are looking at our custom column, and what we're going to do is first look at ROAS. And the reason why is because ROAS is the only number that doesn't lie. Because when ROAS is high, a campaign is doing better than a campaign that has lower ROAS, all right? It's the only number that you can just say, if it's high, it's good. If it's low, it's bad. Every other number tells a different story. So for instance, the cost per result, $11.94 per purchase, $10.22 per purchase. The lower cost per result, the better, right? But it's kind of deceiving in some cases because unlike in this one, sometimes you would see a 1022 purchase, but like just imagine for the sake of this example right now that these ROASs were flipped. Would the fact that this one has a lower cost per purchase, but also lower ROAS mean that it's winning? No, it wouldn't, because this is just the cost to get a sale. This also factors in how much they spent, because ROAS would be like every dollar I spent on advertising converts to $8.77 in revenue, or $7.91 in revenue is what this means. Anything over 3 with ROAS for products is pretty good. Anything over 5 is crazy good. This is like some insane stuff that I'm doing for this client here. So these are super healthy numbers, and I'm going to be giving you a breakdown in a bit of like how to make a decision about this campaign, like what to do. So stay tuned for that. But the ROAS is the first thing that we always look at because it's the only number that doesn't lie. This doesn't take into account how much they spent, right? Let's look at another example. Click-through rate. Why might a high click-through rate be bad? Like you would think click-through rate high is good, right? Sometimes it can be misleading, because if you were to use a clickbait caption where the thing you say is like super interesting and like, of course, everyone's going to click on that, you really baited them to click on it. But if it doesn't match up with the product you're selling, you'd have a super high click-through rate, but a very low conversion. So all of these other numbers before ROAS can potentially lie to you, is why we always start with ROAS. Now, where do you go next? Let's say you don't even have any sales yet. The next place you look at after ROAS is the other columns that I forgot. So I'm sorry, guys. This is actually, I'm pretty sure this is going to be everything that you want now. I've got it. Initiate checkout, add that total, get rid of these boxes. And then let's move these up here. So yeah, actually get this, okay? So if you're going to screenshot something or pause the video and go do it, you want this, okay? And now, if I was running a campaign, I was like, man, I haven't gotten any sales yet. I need to test if it's doing well, though. I would look at add to cart. And then I would also look at checkouts initiated and make sure, hey, am I at least getting people to add it to cart? And that would tell you like if you should keep your campaign on or not. Another number that I'm going to look at that's important is impressions and reach, but it's not, this doesn't mean anything for if a campaign is successful or not. And a lot of people I talk to, they're like, look at all those impressions, it's doing great. That just means that it's chosen to give the money to those ads. So all this is really just another way of saying amount spent, right, is what reach and impressions is. However, I look for a minimum of 1,000 impressions before I make a decision on something. So if I can see, oh, the ROAS is terrible, should I cut it? If the impressions is under 1,000, then I would say, no, it hasn't even shown enough yet to even make a decision yet. So that is kind of why impressions is a really important number. Another one is click-through rate. Now, to let you know exactly what this means, click-through rate all, it's not just the percentage of people who clicked on your link to visit your website. It's also adding the people who clicked see more on your caption. So on Facebook and Instagram, it shows the first sentence of your caption, and then they have to click see more to see the rest. So this click-through rate is everyone who has clicked see more as well as clicked on the link divided by the amount of people who have seen it. But this is another good indicator of just, is it finding the right people? If you have a click-through rate of under 1%, that means that your ad is either showing to the completely wrong audience or they are not interested at all. If your click-through rate all is under 1%, it's very rare that that campaign would be doing well. If the ROAS is high, then ignore it, right? ROAS conquers all. If ROAS is high, don't even worry about any other number. But you could say, hey, if I haven't even got a sale and click-through rate's under 1, your targeting is off, or people don't really care about that product is what that means. And you could confidently cut it if impressions were over 1,000. Okay, so I give you those numbers because everyone wants like some rules, like if this, then that, like turn it off. But the reality is, how to be really great at this is to understand why. So the reason why I would never let AI run my ads, and why you shouldn't either, because there's so many ads I see right now, like, oh, the moment I started letting AI run my ads, I started making all this money. Like, no way that did that happen, because all AI would do is like, this ad is beating this ad, turn off this ad. All it can do is say, is look at it in black and white. Is it winning or is it losing? But it can't make a decision as, okay, well, if that is the case, then what ad should I come out with? Then what caption should I come out with? So let's put this into practice. So I'm looking at one of my campaigns. I'm at the ad level and I'm using dynamic creative because this account still has the capability. Hopefully it comes back for all of the accounts, but it's all categorized under videos and images separately. So to start off, I'm going to look at ROAS, and I can see that the ROAS is higher for the videos than the images. So this might tell me, hey, let's come out with more videos. However, the ROAS isn't so much higher that I would turn off images. Like, that's definitely not what I would do here, because this is the same, okay? Whenever it's like within 15% of each other, just consider it the same. And we want to leave both on, because having the variation of content is better. Like, people being able to see a video and then an image and then another image, that is probably like the images being on is probably making the ROAS of the videos higher in this case, because I have a system of content. So rather than just going down to only videos, that's not what you would say here, okay? And this is also why AI can't really do this, because they would say, oh, cut this. Like, no, don't cut this. Like, this is necessary for that to be so profitable. So I'm going to go to the breakdown by images. And it's going to look confusing for my videos because it's showing all of the different cropped variations of it for the different locations that it could be. But there's actually just two videos. There's the one that says text on it, and there's the one that says this 49 on it. So if I look at ROAS, I can see, going down here to the videos, the one with 49, it has the best, and then that's not a 49. And so this is confusing, right? Because I've got my data kind of scattered throughout. So what I would do is I would probably throw out this 2 and this 1 and not even really look into it too much. And I'm just going to look at the 60 versus the 42 actually, because these are the feed placements is why these ones have so much more. And this is a direct apples to apples comparison, because the only thing difference between the two is one video versus another. So I can see that this video with the 49 seems to be doing quite a bit better, which matches up with even, this at the top here. So I can see that this video is outperforming the other one. So when I go in here, this is the 49 one, and then that is the other one. So why might that be, would be my next question. And where I'd point the finger at is I would say, do they both have captions would be a good question. Another question is, what is the first sentence in each of the videos? So let's see. This one says, I'm down 7 pounds in three weeks. And then this one starts by saying, Y'all been asking for a weight loss pill and your girl finally made one. So that is going to be a better way to determine, why a video is doing better than watching both entire videos. Like, watch just the first sentence. So I can see that they both seem to be working. The 49 one, your girl came out with a weight loss pill, seems to be doing a bit better. However, these numbers are still great overall. Like, all of them are plenty high. This is the only number that's low, but it's only one purchase. So like, I'm not going to worry about that. I would say I wouldn't do anything with cutting. I wouldn't cut one of my videos. But let me just stay on the videos, and I'm going to go to Dynamic Creative Element and go to Text and see which of the captions is doing better. So looking at the ROAS, I can see that this is the same ROAS to me. So having the variation is better than not whenever the ROAS is within the same range. So I would actually do nothing. I would say that this campaign is performing great. And if I wanted to throw more money into it, I could, is what the videos is telling me to do here. Now let's look at the images. So I'm already got text open. I can see that the supplement designed to make your weight loss journey an easier one, is doing better than the brand new solution to weight loss from one of the most trusted apothecaries in the nation, and by a decent amount. So because this ROAS is quite a bit higher than this one, what I would do is I'd come in here and I'd say, let's make another caption, and I'm going to try to beat this one. I'm going to replace it though. So the supplement designed to make your weight loss journey an easier one. So weight loss, I'm saying that in both. I say supplement at the beginning here instead, and this one says new. Dang, the brand new usually does do pretty well though, and it is doing okay. And it's probably the fact that I say easy is the other like key word here that is helping out. So let's make a new caption that plays off of this easy thing. Weight loss just got easy. Meat juices, sugar cravings, let's do that helps with appetite control, and I'm going to say easier because it's just a little bit too big of a claim to say easy. Weight loss just got easier. Meet the new supplement that helps with appetite control and speeding up your metabolism to burn fat faster. So because this one was winning, and the thing that I think was really standing out here was the fact that I said it's easier, I moved easier to the front of this caption to see if this is a stronger start to it. The first sentence has the most amount of effect here. So that's why we're doing that, and we're going to publish it. So great. That would be how I'd make like one decision, because I'm not just looking for the numbers to say what's winning or not. I'm looking for it to tell me what to do next and then put that test out there. So now let's just compare the images and see how these are doing. So ROAS, these are all pretty good. I just don't have a sale on either of these two yet. The next thing I look at is impressions at least 1,000. Yes, it is. Now I'm going to go to add to carts. I have 5 add to carts here and 3 add to carts here, but I do have higher initiate checkouts, which means that this ad was able to help one of these add to carts turn into an initiate checkout. But this ad brought them over and got them to actually do the checkout. So I can see that some sales are starting to happen. If I look at click-through rate, the next number here, I can see that it's within the same kind of range as these other ones. And if I look at cost per post engagement, it looks to also be in the same range. So it's getting engagement at the same rate as the other ones. So what I would do is, let me look at these. We've got eliminate sugar cravings and lost 6 pounds in 2 weeks. This one's doing better. That's crazy. Slender Bender review. It has killed my sweet tooth is doing better. Weight loss 3-in-1 supplement. I can wear my wedding ring again. Are all doing better. I can wear my wedding ring again. It's doing really well. Based off of that philosophy, lost 6 pounds in 2 weeks should be doing fine. I don't see why that one's not. In this situation, I would say I'm going to let it ride a bit longer. This one, though, I can cut. So I believe I actually did that yesterday. I got rid of the eliminate sugar cravings one. You just click the X in here, and I did. So yes, we are good there. I would turn that one off. This one I would leave on a little bit longer because it doesn't make sense to me why it's not working when I look at these other ones. So in that case, I'll let it ride for a little bit longer. If it doesn't get a sale by the time it hits like 2,500, I'll probably pull it though. And that is what I would do to use the analytics to make a decision here. You can see the only numbers that I really need are ROAS, add to carts, checkouts, purchase conversion value. Well, not even that because it's part of ROAS, but it's good to see, what those totals are, and click-through rate. And you can make all your decisions just with those numbers. So if you have any questions, comment below or DM me on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next video.